All right, guys. So project number 2 for today is going to be installing these new and improved, better brass fittings for the door. They go up inside here on a hinge and inside there on a hinge. Looks like to do it, you have to unscrew all these damn Phillips to get this cover off and pop off some of those little whatever these little shits are called, those little deals, you know what I'm talking about. Gotta pull those guys off. So again, something I've never done, but I have no problem being able to figure this out. So again, I got these from Full Access, UTV.com. They're really good. I have a bunch of their stuff installed and to be installed. Recommend checking those guys out. Obviously not endorsed. Oh, that's funny. All right, so let's get cranking. All right, so if you're like me and you had this kit and you just been holding on to it because you didn't want to deal with taking this whole damn door apart just to do it, yeah, it does kind of suck. There's about 15,000 screws in it, kind of like pulling the clutch cover off. And then right here you have two 10 millimeter bolts. On the side you have those push pins. Over on this side along there you have push pins as well. So just keep pulling crap off until you're able to get it. There is on the inside of this for the door release, it does hook. I'm gonna try my best not to have to do anything too crazy because I do have this, you know, high dollar neoprene or whatever they call this little strip here to keep your arm from getting a bobo on that little pinch piece right there. So I'm gonna try to save it. I'll let you know what I come up with. When you get through with all of them in here, and I mean there's a whole butt ton of them. Luckily there's some more out here. You got one here, one there, and one over there. You can kind of see it right there. So try to do that. Again, I'm trying to salvage that little $2 piece of neoprene up there. So I'll spend an extra 6 hours trying to do that. So let's see how this works. All right, so I'm gonna try to one-handedly do this. Of course, the bottom piece, it comes off. And then now you gotta get this little door thing, door hinge. And so you can see this kind of L's into there. I'm gonna pull him out, pull that up, trying not to lose whatever this little piece is there. I'm sure it's some $1,000 piece from Kawasaki, so I won't try to lose that. And I'm gonna slide this up to save my little $2 piece of foam there. Foam saved. Now we can look at all this mess. All this. Get rid of a little door rattle. Worse than changing clutches. All right, so you see up in here, you got your plastic. Mine on this door doesn't seem to make too big a noise right now, but I swear whenever we're off-road or we were in the mountains, it was just a constant this squeaky rattle ass noise that drove me freaking insane. And if you can hear it over the KRX, you know it's got to be loud. So underneath, come on phone. So underneath here you got this little clip and a washer, and it's on both of them, and you gotta get those bad boys off. Luckily the kit I bought, you can't see, you can kind of see kind of over right in that little section right there. It came with some extras, so when you go to take these off and they fly and you're cussing, you got a couple extras. So but you got to take the clip, washer, pop these up, then slide that out, replace, put it on there, do the same for that, and then go and do the same for the other door, which I should have done first because that's the one that's actually squeaking, but this makes me do both of them. You see this stupid thing in here? I have tried all kinds of crap to get this to get these out. Even tried to use these little snap pin craps. It's not working either. So obviously there's some sort of tool that would be great where you just pop on there and presto, it'd come out. But I do not own that tool, so let me go see what I can find. All right, so I got the washer and a little clip off. Honestly, not exactly sure which of the methods I did worked. I ended up using this flathead and just kind of cussed and pushed and cussed and pushed, and it popped off and fell on the ground, and I was able to find it after that. So I'm going to try that same method for the bottom and see if that works as well. But first, I'm going to pull this out, put the new ones in. I'll show y'all that. Scratch that, got to pull the bottom off before you can slide that in. I'm also, if you notice, it's all dirty up in there. Gonna take this time to do the once in a lifetime wipe down of this as well. So let me get that other one off. All right, I can verify the cuss and push method worked. I actually used the flathead to push on this side and a pair of needle nose to push on that side, along with the appropriate amount of cussing, and it popped it right off. And to prove it, I have washer, bushing, washer, whatever the hell that thing's called again. So now I'm gonna pop this out, and once I do that, we'll look at the little plastic washers and then replace them with their new counterparts. All right, door's completely off, all in pieces. Hoping it gets back on correctly. So pulling these little washers off, you can see, I mean, these aren't terrible, but if it keeps that little squeaking door rattling noise, if it makes that go away, all this crap would be worth it. Pull these off of here, and then I'm going to, like I said, do its once in a lifetime clean up here and clean where those washers were, kind of clean that out, make that a better contact for these guys. Do that real quick. All right, you can see it's much cleaner than it was. I don't want to make the rest of the bike jealous and clean all of it, but you know, we cleaned that one part right there. So we're gonna take these that we got from Motorsports or Full Access ATV, the larger one in the top. It doesn't slide right in like I thought it would. And then the shorter one in the bottom, that slides right on in. Larger one slides right on in. Bottom one, and just fine. I'm sure you just take a little hammer and whop it a couple times. Oh yeah, I'm sure that can't do anything wrong, huh? All right, so it's in there. So now put the door on, and I'll slide the hinge bolts back on there and begin the process of putting all this crap back together. All right, after a little persuasion, you can see they are on, and I can tell you the door, whereas I thought it wasn't loose before, it definitely is not loose now. This thing is nice and tight. Definitely not expecting any kind of rattles from this mess. So let me get the damn washer and pin thing on underneath here and then start putting it back together. All right, so I got it on. What I ended up doing is, you know, I stuck with my custom routine because that worked pretty well for me last time. And then also I used some small needle nose and grabbed the washer by the fat end where my fingers are, grabbed it by there, and just kind of used the needle nose to shove it on until it kind of clicked, and then was able to push it the rest of the way on. Now, one thing I am noticing, and I moved it up a little bit, is that the washer, let me get a picture here. The washer was pretty loose. I had this pin was further down, and the washer was pretty loose right there. So I just kind of moved it up. I'm hoping that's good enough. I'm gonna look online and see if I can't find anybody else talking about this at all before I happen to put all this crap back together. Think it is fine the way it is. I mean, it's solid. It doesn't move. It doesn't rattle. It's not me shaking the phone. I'm shaking the side by side, and it's shaking the phone. But it seems to be in pretty good shape. So I'm going to double check that real quick. And if I can't find anything, we're just going to roll with it. And worst case, you know, pull this crap off again. All right. So this side, all those are on top and bottom with the little washers and clips. Same method. Was able to get that one on as well. So should work for you. Again, I'm pulling and putting all my weight on this. I'm a big dude, and this isn't budging, so I feel pretty confident that any sag or wiggle, squeak crap should be gone. Now basically I'm going to go opposite of what I did before, try to remember what I did, and put all this crap back together. All right, so I'll put this thing back on. Make sure you put that little rubber piece that's on there. It kind of goes in between that little L-shaped thing, and this piece right there goes in that black piece behind you right there. I just can't do it. I wanted to show this before I close this up. For me, screwing these bolts back on was easier to do before trying to put all this other crap back together. And if you look in there, you can see where I screwed up. I put that L bracket cable, I went on the outside of that bar. It looks like it needs to go on the inside, so I'm going to redo that. Well, my little $3 neoprene whatever came off, so I used it to use the opportunity to make it connect the door. That L shape I was showing you, connected that a little easier, so now I'm gonna have to replace that. Sand that back down, put another one on, but whatever, that's not a big deal. Gonna continue back and put all this crap back together. One thing I did do to make that a little easier, I put this one kind of loosely in to hold this up while I was doing that work, because it was just not easy to hold and try to do all that crap. So I did that, and that made that process a little easier. All right, so door is back on. I did not have any screws left over when I was done, so that's always good. Latch works. Just remember the black smaller threaded screws go into metal. The silver larger thread, they look more like a wood screw or something, goes into the plastic pieces. So on to the other door. I probably won't film that. I'll end it at here. It should be the same. Remember, the biggest pain in the ass I had was trying to save that top piece on there. I shouldn't even bothered with it. And then the hinges, those little clips on the bolts for the hinge bolts, they were kind of a pain in the ass. But remember, little screwdriver, little needle nose, lots of cussing, you can get it off there. That's going to be it for this one. Actually, this was kind of more of a pain in the ass than doing the clutch weights and the belt, just because all the little small pieces you got to deal with. But as long as it gets rid of the rattling as we're going down the trail, then that's good. I'll post a comment or something quite a while probably from now, just updating if it did do that. All right, thanks. If y'all have any comments or any ways I could have done stuff better, let me know. I might do it that way next time. Thanks.